All that we've been talking about, probably about this channel, is one of the most important things of every individual, and that is citizenship. We've explored all the ways on how you can get your citizenship, but we never actually explored on how you can lose one. Hi everyone, I'm Irena from Nomad Capitalist, where we help people to go where they're treated best. As we talked multiple times until now, there are multiple ways on how you can get your second or third citizenship. But there are also multiple ways on how you can lose one. One of the most direct ways and one of the most famous ways of losing your citizenship is through voluntary renunciation. So if you decide to renounce your citizenship willingly, then you can do so, of course, and there are some rules and regulations which you should be aware of. All rules and regulations about the voluntary renunciation depends on the country from where you're coming from. People often choose this renunciation path because it's easier actually to voluntarily renounce your citizenship than for their citizenship to be taken away from you, which we will talk about a bit later, or for maybe some of the high taxes, or because you do not feel connected to that country whatsoever, or anything like that. All the rules and regulations depends on the country where you're coming from. And as I mentioned, one of the most famous one actually is the US. Before you decide to go down this road, you should again do your due diligence or get in touch with us so that we can help you out. For example, a lot of countries around the world, including the US, have something that is called exit tax. So when you renounce your citizenship, there are 3 ways on how you can qualify for the exit tax. So they will not just charge you on your taxes or your net worth while you're living there, but they will charge you on that when you actually try to give up their citizenship. If you decide to, again, renounce, you should also see on where you should renounce. For example, if you want to renounce your Belgian citizenship, that can be done in Belgium while you are actually there. But if you want to renounce your US citizenship, you can only do that at the embassy abroad. You cannot be inside of the US when you're renouncing. In the US, the most important thing is for you to be tax compliant. They will not let you renounce if you were not being tax compliant, or they will charge you at the end, plus charge you for the punishment, basically, exit tax. 3 ways actually on how you can qualify for the exit tax. The first one, it would be that you have not been tax compliant. The second one would be is that your net worth is higher than $2 million US. And the third one is that they will look at the annual return from the previous 3 tax years. And if your tax return exceeds their bracket, you have to pay the exit tax. There are some strategies on how you can lower this, how you can avoid paying an exit tax if you have net worth over 2 million, or if your annual tax returns are higher than their bracket. For the tax compliant part, unfortunately, you do need to make that right before you decide to renounce. If you're looking to renounce your US citizenship, then you should definitely get together with some experts, because if you have a net worth higher than 2 million, you would, again, definitely be qualified for the exit tax, and you need experts who would guide you through the process to maybe with some strategies on how to lower your net worth and how not to pay exit tax when you're exiting the US. Apart from this, there are a lot of things that you need to do after you renounce. So, for example, if you renounce in 2023, that doesn't mean that your latest tax return will be due in 2023. There are multiple forms that you need to fill out to actually renounce, and there are multiple forms that you need to do after you renounce. Of course, not forever, but at least a year or 2 years, depending on when you're renounced. After your renunciation appointment, you will have to file some forms. If this is something that you would like to do, you should definitely seek an advice from the expert. Nomad Capitalist is one of them. We help a lot of people to do this, and we can help you as well. We can help you how to avoid paying the exit tax. We can schedule an appointment for you. We can help you renounce. We can help you and remind you on which forms you need to file at which time. So this is definitely something that, again, you need our help with. Now, let's talk about the second way to renounce. Engaging in some criminal activity can be one of the reasons on why your citizenship can be taken away. This is a very serious one, and this will definitely be in your record the whole time, and it is highly unlikely that you can actually get the second citizenship in some other country via any route after this one. This is really based on the country that wants to keep their integrity and do not want someone who had any kind of criminal activity within their as their citizen. The third one is because of the treason and disloyalty. Treason and disloyalty are definitely one of the reasons that could definitely lead you to lose your citizenship. And of course, this wouldn't happen if you just did it once, but if you're doing that and getting involved within this constantly, then that can lead to the loss of your citizenship. Once again, this would also be in your record probably forever, and it would be really hard to get second citizenship after you lost your primary one with this route. So of course, this is definitely something that I would not recommend. The fourth one is the dual citizenship restrictions. We've seen actually a lot of cases where, for example, if you've been an Italian citizen and you wanted to naturalize in Canada, you lost your Italian citizenship because, for example, dual citizenship was not allowed. Usually the countries give you two options. The first one is to voluntarily renounce your primary citizenship, or the second one is that when you get another citizenship, your second citizenship will automatically be canceled. Of course, both of the ways are good ways. I mean, this would not be, of course, in your record. The only difference is that sometimes when you lose your second citizenship because of the dual citizenship restrictions, sometimes what can happen is that you can regain it back. This is not something that a lot of people know, but if you are one of them, then you should definitely get in touch with us or do your own due diligence and see whether you can get your citizenship back. If you want to get your citizenship back, you'd probably need to get a residency in the country of your previous citizenship, the one that you lost, and go through some usually fast-track naturalization process. So it's still a naturalization and you still have to live there and to spend some time there, but it's not like every other. So you have some special benefits. For example, you can get your passport back in the citizenship actually in a period of 3 or 4 years and not like every other in a period of 10 years. This is still one of the good options because if you manage to get your passport back and your citizenship back, then your future generations can also get the citizenship from you. Here at Nomad Capitalist, apart from assisting our clients to get their second citizenship or to get their second residency or navigating them through the route on how to move offshore, we also specialize in voluntary renunciation and, of course, on ways of how you can keep your passports. When I say that if there is a dual citizenship restriction or anything like that, we would go into some of the loopholes to see if there is any way on how you can keep both citizenships. This sometimes is not possible, but in case that it's not possible, we would definitely recommend you a second passport that would completely exchange your primary one, and trust me, you won't see a difference. So in conclusion, losing citizenship can be a very stressful process and it can be quite emotional. But if you want to proceed down this route, again, you need to make sure that you renounce in a good way. Criminal activities or treason will be in your records forever. So that is definitely not something that you want because, again, you cannot go back to that one. You cannot get second citizenship that easily. If you voluntarily renounce, usually you cannot regain your citizenship back. And that's it for now. Once again, this is definitely something that you need experts' help with, and we can help you out. Again, if we cannot find a way for you to keep your both passports, we can find a second passport that would be just in exchange for your primary one. And again, you won't see a difference.